Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah and this is B.fleye Beauty, and today I'm going to walk you through all of my Halloween decor. I have already decorated 99% of the house. I have not really done the outside. I'm working on that this weekend. So I'm not sure if this will all be in the same video or not, but definitely you're gonna see the inside. I think because I didn't walk everybody through from the beginning, I'm just gonna walk through and show you all the vignettes, all the rooms that were done, and my thought process, and then we'll look at it all at night with the lights on. So this is more of a Halloween decor tour than it is a decorate with me. It just didn't work out to where I could videotape everything because I did it such random times and a little bit at a time, and the way I decorate is not very aesthetic when it actually comes to videotaping. So I think it would just be easier on this end because of how I did it this year to just show you the finished product. So we're gonna start in the kitchen, and the kitchen is contained to kind of a party vintage Halloween vibe. Blow molds, lots of jack-o'-lanterns, lots of orange and black traditional colors, party vibes. I had this theme throughout the whole home last year, but I wanted to change it up a little bit, so we kept it to the kitchen. So let me turn everything around and show you what we got. So we have started with the coffee bar. I bought these lights from a thrift store. I'm pretty sure they're actually originally from Dollar Tree. They were a couple bucks. They're a lighted garland, and we can actually turn those on now. I really wanted to have a shelf by now. I'm looking for a two-tiered shelf, and because I did not find that, this is not my dream area, but I love the color combo. I love I love the aesthetic and the way it looks, but placement is not really where I'd want it because I don't got a shelf, a two-tiered shelf, okay? So we have tea in here. This is from Home Goods. This is the smaller of the canisters. I'm obsessed with these canisters. This is the Joanna Parker, the small ghost creamer or sugar, and I do have sugar in this. And then I just have all my spoons and utensils in a small cauldron. And then this is a trans pack piece, but it's not, it's Whimsy and Wonder. And I got this last year, and so I have my instant coffee in here because I use instant coffee for making iced coffee, and I'm back to loving iced coffee. So we have kind of a circusy vibe here because this is, I believe, from the circus collection. This is a circus vibe. We got stripes, black, white, orange, super cute. Let's go to the movie. This is where I put the rest of my Joanna Parker stuff. And so I don't want to drink out of these. Number one, they're very awkward at the top. And so I just didn't really want to do that, to use them because I feel like it would be hard to drink out of. And then they're not really, you can't really put them in the dishwasher. You can't put them in the microwave. So I thought I would just use them as decorative pieces. And I just got some fun picks from At Home. They were a couple bucks, I think total for all of those was like $5 or something like that. So let's do a little close up. Sorry, the lighting's gonna be weird, but we got our vampire, our mummy, and our spider. All right, here we have our little, well, we need to cut that up and eat that. Don't mind this. This is plugging in for the top section. But I found this Catherine's Creations piece at a thrift store recently, and I think I talked about it in my haul, but I have my mom's cutting board cookie recipe. I have my little folk art blue sky pumpkin, and then the Catherine's Creations. And the Catherine's Creations piece is a little damaged, but I can, before next year, I'll probably adjust something there. So nothing fancy on this corner, but I like to zhuzh up because the cutting board stays year round. So this is kind of a weird station. This is kind of where I'm trying to keep all my crafts out of the way that I'm still working on. So kind of do not look at those. This is my old puppy dog, and so I put some fun pics back here to keep the party vibe. Have a little party hat on the dog treat area, but really, again, nothing fancy. I do use my kitchen, so like I wanted to still have everything be usable, and then we keep our paper towels over here, but just disregard all of this. I live in real life, and not everything is perfect and clean all the time. Go figure. This vignette is actually one of my favorites. I copied almost everything from last year with a small adjustment. This is a mid-century / possibly postmodern. It's a plate holder, plant holder, and it's got these little bowls. So this was definitely from last year. This is a Joanna Parker like circus bowl, and it's a bat with a little party hat. And so we're gonna put candy in there. I have an old postmodern vase with these picks from Hobby Lobby from last year. And then I have my new witch candle. She's already been used quite a bit. I just have her on a little riser. I think one thing is when you do a vignette is to stick with odd numbers is great, to kind of have a finished look, and then to alter the heights of your vignette. And so this is just a little wooden bowl that I just turned over and put her on top of. She's a very heavy candle. She can be a canister when she's empty, but I just really, let me zoom in. It's just really, really cute. She's so vintagey looking. I absolutely love it. And then let's go to the top. Let's go to the moon. Like, why do I keep singing that? All right, so at the top here, I'm doing all of the blow molds. Let's see if it'll focus. So we have a blow mold over there, keeping in with the plants. And then we have blow molds. Scary. So I put all the other blow molds up here and it looks spectacular. I put my fall garland because I'm not really gonna do the same color fall next year. Like I put, what am I trying to say? So this garland I got last year, I was using for fall this year, but I don't think I want to use that for fall colors. I want to change my fall decor. So I'm using these for Halloween, basically, is what I'm saying. So my original fall decor, or my original fall garland, is going to be used for Halloween. So I'm using that garland to cover up all the different bases, and you'll see when it gets dark that I have them a lit up piece, a non-lit up piece, back and forth to balance out the light. And then, like I said, the leaves of the garland kind of cover up the different pedestals that they're sitting on. At the top we have the plushies and one more lit up piece from Home Goods from last year, but I don't really light that up just because it's a switch at the bottom and it's just a pain in the butt. But I really, really, really love the look of this, and it's definitely going to be something I continue to do every year, is all the vintage pieces and blow molds and light up pieces here at the top, and it just looks spectacular at night. So the dining room, I wanted it to be kind of the same vibe as the kitchen, but to bring in a little bit more 90s as well, 80s, 90s, 2000s, which brings a lot more of how Chris the girl describes it as slime green, as you can see from the candles here. So I'll show you what I do is we have a gallery wall here, and I have added all of the die cuts, the vintage die cuts, into my gallery wall. And the more I get, the more I'll just plant everywhere. And then I have a corner shelf here that I will show you where all the more green pieces live. And then I'll let you see again, I live here, so we have some things I am prepping for outside, and we have stuff all over the place. But I got this black and white tablecloth at Ross. I wanted something that I can build on top of and I don't have to stick to certain colors. So let me show you some detail. I have a candle, some brass candlesticks with the witch finger taper candles from Michael's, and then we just have a salt and pepper, and then you can see all the die cuts. And then let me show you the shelf. I originally did not have that green pumpkin or this green alien, so it does look a little cramped, but we're just going to keep it like this for this year. That bottom This was from Pop Shelf last year, and I put some candles in it, and I'm probably gonna move it so that these can be distributed a little bit differently and better, and move this because I typically have a plant in here, but we got a whole new shelf. So I just have some fun garland. This is not my favorite, but it's staying this year. So I'm probably gonna move this and put the plant back in it and just put it in a different corner. We have this terracotta tombstone from Target. This is from Home Goods this year, and that's also from TJ Maxx Home Goods. Mostly vintage purchases this year, but let's zoom in a little bit. So that alien is like those plasticky pieces that are melted together, that terracotta piece, and then that green pumpkin is also those like pieces that get melted together. This looks really pretty in the dark with everything lit up, so stay tuned for when I rearrange and you'll see the difference with the lit up section. All right, so here we have our entryway, and this is where I had the those orange ball picks last year. I had them across here, but I wanted to do this. I'm just obsessed with eyeballs all of a sudden. So I did an eyeball DIY. I put that into a reel, I think. I didn't put that in a regular YouTube video, so I'll link that below. But I'll let you see, there's not really any lights up here, but I put a Christmas garland up. I put some creepy cloth, some creepy, mossy faux florals from Michael's. I painted some eyeballs. I have some moss, some candles mixed in here and there, and then some empty potion bottles. So let's look at that close up. So these lights are timed, so they come on a certain time every night. Here's the other side. Okay, so here we have our entryway. This is my one of my ghost DIYs from the year. This has no glass on the top, but it's on a hook, and then I did some extra finagling to keep it on. We have some spooky florals here in the corner. And here I can show you our little nook. So this has Bubbles and our owl. This is their little fall Halloween home. I have a little funky pumpkin face guy, bleeding heart candle, bleeding taper candle. These photos always stay up. This is my mom and Vic. They have passed. And then up here at the top, I have all of my incense and burning things. But not really a lot of light here, so I do need to light those candles tonight so you can see. I apologize because this area is a little bit dark because we're backlit right now, but this is my DIY standing ghost, her little cauldron of pumpkins and lights. I have my vampire pillow and some other things that are going to be going outside, and I have hung my pumpkin garland on each side. This is actually from Hobby Lobby, but Hobby Lobby doesn't do traditional Halloween, but this felt like Halloween because it's got a little black in it too. So I have one on each curtain, and I do tend to like some sort of balance. So I do have a lantern, and so I do have a lantern like this on both sides. And then I have, I'll show you, let's go to the other side and then we'll go to the center. Okay, so here we have Lucretia, we have my other pillow, we have the other garland and the other lantern with some spooky, creepy cloth, and now I'll show you the, what I call the mantle. This is more of a witchy area, so this is all the witches, toad, raven, owl, skulls, pumpkins, branchiness, mossy stuff, and I'll show you all the close-up. So I wanted it to look like kind of a witch's cottage. Got the ghost candles I made. This looks really cool, and I got a little stuffed moon. My toad. I wanted this to be a crystal ball, but I don't have one, so I just use my moonlight for now. Gosh, gosh, I really love it. I really, 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 really love it. Don't think it's gonna focus, but hopefully you get the picture. I don't know if you saw on this side that I also have, these are so cool. These are from Dollar Tree for $5, and I don't think they brought them back this year, but this is a taper candle holder that I kind of made out of a lampshade, and it is just an incredibly beautiful lit up piece. You can see the flames, but you can't see the actual bulb, and then I put my taper candles here. I also have some ceramic jack-o'-lanterns, vintage, that have little candles in those for nighttime as well. All right, I have done a little bit in the hallway and the spare bathroom. I just put my Target wall signs up. I have the pumpkin, skeleton, witch, cat. Let me close this. It's the witch. And then at the entryway, I have my vintage Frankie's monster and the cat. And then in here, the spare bathroom, I just have my, this is the ghosty bathroom. I have my ghosty with some florals. My ghosties made from the doilies I made last year. And that's about it in here. This is the plant that my big white ghost bucket, it usually goes in that white ghost bucket, so I think I'm gonna bring that over here. And I made this, it's my first time doing a paper mache vintage bucket. So I gotta put him on the top of the kitchen cabinets. And then I'll show you guys the bedroom. I didn't do barely anything because we're also still trying to get our room together. So I did this little thing. This is from the dollar spot for Target. I got one of these pears for the year. I love these little wool felted pears. And then honestly, I just have a skull here on my side table. And we have a little garland. And that's it for the side rooms. I am so sweaty, guys. Okay, so that's the tour of the home. Hopefully you got to see everything panned out, explanation for everything. And again, I live here. Like, this is not gonna be perfect. This is not gonna be without a mess. But hopefully when you see, the very next thing you're gonna see is everything at night lit up. So I'll have it all cleaned up so you can see how beautiful it is at night. And thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.